Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the REC podcast, brought to you by REC Comics and Collectibles. I'm your host, Roman Chavez, and with me, as always,
Erik Icarus.
Eric. You can find us on the gram at REC Podcast. You can follow myself at Roman REC Podcast. Check us out at REC Collectibles, where we're selling some nice comics right now. We've got a great set of Star Wars books. It's primo.
Are you serious?
Check it out. Yes.
That's awesome.
And Eric.
Oh, we are brought to you by Tim Collier's Tom Collins mix. For the very best in mixers, reach for Tom Collier.
There you go. I'm into it. How are you doing this week, brother? Good. You look patriotic in a southern kind of way.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Look at this dark arm too. Look at that. He keeps that arm out there.
That's the drive. That's my smoking hand.
That's a leather arm right there. All right.
That's my superhero name.
Leather arm.
Leather arm.
Do you keep your other hand in a glove of Vaseline?
like what's his name from
Mice and Men?
I can't remember that guy's name.
Curly.
Curly.
Yeah. kept his hand in a glove full of Vaseline to keep it tender for his woman.
Is that what it was for?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that movie in a minute, dude.
Yeah, and it's one of the few classic novels I've read.
Really? I mean, in school I had to read it, and it was I remember seeing the one with Gary Sinise, the movie with Gary Sinise and our boy Malkovich as Lenny.
I've seen that one, and there's one with Randy Quaid and dude, I think it's
Billy Crystal.
No, it's with I think it's what's his face who killed his wife. He was in the Lost Highway.
Oh, Robert Blake. Did he play Curly?
I think he played
George.
Oh wow! I think he played
George.
An
odd duo.
I think I'm remembering that in my head. Yeah,
what is a couple of weirdos to get to play those parts? That's insane.
Yeah, man. His Randy Quaid. What's the hot one?
Dennis.
Okay, yeah. Randy Quaid was weird as Lenny, but it works.
Yeah,
it works.
sure.
Yeah,
I mean, the Gary Sinise one's good.
Yeah.
I mean, I can dig it.
Dude, I watched a movie this week.
Was it of Mice and Men?
It was not of Mice and Men, because I'm having a hard time remembering a lot of that. I watched Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead.
Did you know?
To which Netflix, I believe they tweeted, "This is the Snyder Cut." Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead zombie movie was kind of highly touted as this return from the guy who brought us the remake of Dawn of the Dead, which is fantastic.
Yep, gotta like it.
Fantastic.
No
this kind of zombie heist movie in Las Vegas, which was kind of not that to an extent. Eric has not seen it. I've already spoiled everything for him.
It's totally fine. I wasn't probably gonna watch. I mean, I'll probably watch it.
I think you might check it out. I think I sold it better.
But that's the thing. You pitched it very well, and even our boy here said, "I'm pitching it better than it was."
I told it as a much better story than I actually thought it was. There was a lot of interesting stuff about it. I appreciate there were some new takes on this kind of old motif. I would have been a little bit happier had it just not. I thought it was going to be more of a soul sequel to Dawn of the Dead.
Right. That's it's kind of how it was advertised anyway.
And it really wasn't. Right. Yeah, it really was. It had nothing to do with the Romero verse at all.
Right.
And
so we get Bautista as the lead, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Dave Bautista as the lead, which he's fantastic in the movie. And fantastic might be too strong a word. He's really good in the movie. I liked his character, but I felt like Bautista's just a little bit wasted. He's got some very heartfelt, serious moments that are actually very well acted.
It's good.
It's just the rest of the movie isn't nearly as good as his few scenes that he really digs deep.
Gets the dramatic hater.
It's long too. It's close to 2.5 hours. I think maybe 2:15, and it could probably be 1:45 easy. There's a lot of meat on that bone, and I was like, man, when is this gonna be over?
Do we get a Bautista bomb on a zombie?
I was not into wrestling when Batista was doing his thing, so I don't actually know what his move looked like.
He didn't do any wrestling moves, I take it.
No, it was a lot of guns and knives.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
it was a new take on zombies. It was not in the Romero-verse, like I said. I can appreciate that. It's just that it felt like it was marketed that way, so I was bummed by that.
Sure.
It felt more like a kind of a soul sequel to I Am Legend more than anything. Like the way that the creatures move,
right,
and how they acted. They didn't look like that. These did look like
zombies,
more like zombies, but more like people possessed by demons.
Okay,
there was more because there was different classes of zombies. There was a king zombie,
a caste system of zombies,
lieutenants, and then just your kind of run of the mill walkers type zombies. But all in all, it was.
Yeah, great social commentary there, Zach.
Yeah, it was.
I'm sure there was like some allusions to the COVID virus.
There was like some temperature checking and stuff like that.
What are you gonna do? Check it out if you got time, or
it's just don't go into it thinking that it's going to be this Romero style or even a sequel to Zack's version. It is a new thing. The best part of the movie is in the credits. So if you just want to at least watch the opening credits, Zack does what Zack do and kind of tells you another story inside. We're kind of getting some backstory on Batista and kind of his ragtag team of zombie hunters.
Now, would you say they're a Suicide Squad?
That's hot, kids. That's hot fire right there. Dylon. The movie's okay. It's just okay. Like I wasn't like that was awesome, nor was I like I hated that. I'll start to forget more of it tomorrow. Like it's not gonna live. There's not gonna be a lot of space living in my head.
No, for this.
That's why I had to talk about it today. Because it was just.
So you saw? I mean, because I guess A Quiet Place 2 came out recently too, right? Or has that not been released yet?
I don't think so.
Okay. Anyway, I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
And that'll just let me down.
We'll see. I mean, yeah, because the first one was such a sneaky hit,
and it didn't need a sequel.
It didn't. It
really
it made so much money. Like I understand why you do it.
Sure.
At least Krasinski's back, and at least if we can get a similar, we're gonna get some prequel, But I'm excited to watch that. I don't know if I'll go to the theater. I'm not.
I might. You want to go together?
I don't know. Maybe.
I'll cut the hole in the popcorn bucket like I used to.
Back when we was just kids, movies are less interesting without you there for sure. Yeah, if you ever have to eat around for popcorn.
What else is in the
There
news?
was some fun news about our boy Henry Cavill.
Hey, I love
Superman
that guy.
himself. One, it sounds like he's still invested in being Superman, so I'm happy about that. They're still kind of batting that ball around. But the big news with our just a handsome dude is that they're going to be doing a new Highlander with him.
Cue the music.
Yeah. Hey! Yeah. There was supposed to be that one with Ryan Reynolds of a couple years ago.
Right.
When we started this show, we talked about
yes, we did
a Highlander, and we're big fans of the world.
Is this going to be a reboot? I'm assuming it's going to be
sounds like a reboot. But there's no details on whether or not it's going to be Duncan or Connor or somebody else new. I kind of feel like
the Clan MacLeod.
I kind of feel like none of those movies go together at all. And
they really don't.
Yeah, they're all very different.
Stylistically, story-wise. They
just
really
Duncan.
Don't. Yeah.
Or Connor, I mean.
Connor, yeah. I was honestly, I'm going to get a lot here. I was more of a fan of the TV series.
Oh, yeah, Adrian Paul.
Adrian Paul was great,
awesome,
man.
Yeah.
And he did show up in one of the movies, I believe. He was in the last one.
He was in Endgame.
Yeah.
The original Endgame.
The original Endgame, yes.
I
just remember being so stoked for a sword fight between, the two cousins.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, I guess, a lot of people don't know that Christopher Lambert is legally blind.
That's what I heard.
I guess at this point in his life, he was very
dicey, as it were.
So they had to bring the swordplay down a bit, which was kind of a bummer. But I was a fan of Adrian Paul. I guess he's supposed to be here in town.
Is he
teaching a sword class?
Oh man!
At the beginning of June, or I might have to show up for that. Maybe talk to Adrian Paul for you kids.
I didn't know that he actually.
He'll be at one of the civic centers around town giving a sword lesson.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder if people are gonna go to that.
I'm going.
Yeah. If it's just you, then you're definitely gonna get tucked in.
I know. Hey, man, teach me how to do some sword stuff.
Yeah, that's.
I've always wanted to be a swordsman.
Yeah, I wonder if he's still good looking. Because that was a good looking dude. Man.
He was. Oh my god.
But that was.
That was a long time ago.
30 years ago.
That was a very long time ago. But okay, I'm down with it. I think Henry Cavill's a good choice.
Yeah.
I guess he could do the accent, Scottish, because the Highlanders are Scottish.
Yeah.
So unless they try to retcon that somehow. I mean, no, he's not from Scotland.
Yeah, let's make the Scottish guy Egyptian and Spanish, and then we'll make the because Christopher Lambert's he's Dutch or something.
Something like that.
Yeah, he's something else.
Yeah.
He's not English or
no.
Scottish.
He's got that weird accent, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sounds like he was carrying around Cougaran, trying to kill Mel Gibson and Danny Glover.
Oh man, they should bring back Clancy Brown. Maybe not
Gorgon.
Kurgan.
Kurgan.
Yeah, maybe just like the dad of the Kurgans or whatever.
I'd be so cool with that. Yeah,
but,
big bad. But
it's dude. I think we dedicated an entire episode to Highlander. You guys,
the
archives, super fun.
Yeah, it's a good episode. But I want to know where they're going to go with this.
Yeah.
I feel like the movies we've gotten for Highlander, the first one's cool just because it's got a good premise. It's very 80s.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, the second one is a piece of, and we don't have to argue about that. Third one with Mario Van Peebles, same thing. Sucks.
Yeah, two and three are, if you just want to get Highlander stuff, they're fine to watch, but they're just not very.
But then
good.
Just watch the show.
But I like Endgame.
Endgame had a good premise.
Yeah, and I like you said, the show was
just great. And I'm excited. I just want to know what they're gonna bring to the table with this. I mean, I feel like this all Hollywood does now is we do get a lot of reboots, and this is one I've been waiting for. To be honest,
and this is a reboot that needs it. Like we just like the character so much. Like we just said, none of the movies are any good, but the characters are good and the mytho is good. It's just the only common thread we have is Connor, and then the show really stabilizes that universe.
It does
a lot. So if you're like you never saw the Adrian Paul show, it's dated. But it does. We get the Watchers who tell us more about the Immortals and everything.
The Immortals,
It's totally worth a watch if you're like, oh man, I really like the Highlander movies, but I haven't seen anything else, and you just for some reason didn't watch Adrian Paul.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like I think back to when we were teenagers, and Roman said something. One of the funniest things we were watching Highlander, and he's like, I always found the concept of Highlander weird. Yeah. It's like there can be only one. What about two?
Yeah, it's like we just both live. How about all of us just live?
I mean, you're just gonna. I mean, that sounds like a curse.
Because the prize, right, is like you can have kids or something.
Sure,
that's so stupid.
And die.
Yeah, look, we have kids, and they're awesome, but like. If I never had them and you said I could be immortal or maybe have kids that I've never met, I would have been immortal. I would have been immortal. And I would have been wrong, girls. If you guys are watching this years later, I would have been totally wrong. That would have been the worst decision of my life. I'm just saying that's not a selling point to a young testosterone-fueled swordsman. Okay?
Yeah, exactly.
Like I'm all about this sword life, if you know what I mean. Okay.
Woo! I would hope they can get Connery back, maybe as Cortez.
Oh god, Connery's not.
Maybe for Cortez.
Isn't Connery dead?
Oh yeah, he is dead.
Yeah, he died.
I thought he was immortal.
Yeah, well, yeah, he lost, bro. Yeah, he did not win the game. So, but yeah, I'm excited for Cavill. Right now, it's still early, but. Hollywood is wasting Henry Cavill.
As far as I'm concerned. Man. You're wasting his body and his looks and his talent.
Warner Brothers has totally just ruined this guy's career. At least, lowered the ceiling.
Yes.
Okay? But something like this can really, get him out of that.
This might be another Mission Impossible thing, because he was in that.
So good.
And he was great in there. Good. Everyone does the arm
load up your arms.
And, I think that brought him back up a couple notches, because he was sinking.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish they wouldn't have gone that way with his character if you haven't seen it. But hey, we're going to get 2 more Mission Impossibles. We'll see if he survived his demise.
No.
Marvel.
What would they do now?
A couple weeks back, they released that very good hype video about, hey guys, the movies. Don't forget, if you forgot, this is a highlight reel of the things we've done. And don't forget, we have things coming up. So they kind of had this weird sizzle reel of the things that they had already done, the highlights, and then obviously a couple things. And it was supposed to be this Eternals trailer. It was going to be in there, and there was 15 seconds of the Eternals, and everybody was upset. Well,
yes,
they dropped the trailer.
They did.
They dropped the first teaser, full teaser, close to 2 minutes, maybe a little bit more. And it looks cool. I think it looks cool. Erik and his lukewarm sentiment towards all things Marvel, okay? Ever since WandaVision ripped his heart out, ripped his soul, grabbed him by the soul stone and ripped it out.
It did,
okay?
and it totally did. But no, you go first, and I will tell you my thoughts on this.
Okay. I am happy to see blatant Kirby-inspired characters.
Okay.
This is like one of the last things that he did for Marvel that he was like happy with, where it was like his solo run, is my understanding. I think we've got issue 1 here, and it's. I think the trailer looked really cool.
It does open up with, I believe, Angelina Jolie's voiceover talking about how we don't interfere.
Yeah.
Until we have to. Where were you?
Yeah. Where were you guys when Thanos was snapping half of the universe?
So we were on vacation.
I know, right? And they're just like turning a blind eye to. They're like, "Well,
I really didn't get anything out of the trailer.
No,
it didn't give me anything.
Well, no, and that's what makes it a great teaser. So it set us up for showing us that these characters are powerful. We see them creating water for coming to what I assume is Earth in this beautiful ship, very modern Kirby design, and kind of seeing the ancient peoples of this world, giving them water where there was no water, growing out some plants, and kind of in the
then Captain Planet shows up.
Yeah, and by our powers combined, and we're seeing them live through ages together. These roughly 9 people it seemed like,
like the Wu-Tang Clan.
The Wu-Tang, man, the killer bees coming for you, and man, it's just crazy to see Selma Hayek, Angelina Jolie.
All the hotties of yesteryear.
All the hotties of yesteryear are still doing their thing. And a couple new faces. Kumail Nanjian.
You got it. You didn't get it this time. No, you did. You got it. Because you nailed it first time you said it.
Yeah, Kumail Nanjiani. That's what it is.
Not going to work here anymore.
Yeah, not going to work here anymore. Everybody looks really cool, and they're making.
They do look like from the Neil Gaiman run.
They do look a little
it's pretty
bit
good.
more there.
It's right there.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same characters, just like there's a good blend of what people think about this great Neil Gaiman run, which I just think is okay. And I actually haven't read all of Kirby's original Eternals, so it's just old. I mean, 74 maybe. Right. I'm not really sure.
I mean, I'm with you, and we do, like I said, we get a lot of cool characters. We get Kit Harington as somebody.
As Black Knight. Yeah, he's gonna be Black Knight. Yeah, okay. But we only see him really quick. That's going to be something of a reveal.
Well, maybe I should lead the team, and everyone's like,
no, that wasn't Kit Harington.
Oh, that wasn't.
No, that was Rob Stark. I can't remember that.
I thought that. Name. Oh God.
No, yeah, Kit Harington is also in the movie. So we got two Stark boys.
Okay.
Yeah, the bastard and then Rob.
Okay.
Rob Stark.
Gotcha. Yeah, because it's just funny when he says that. It's like, that didn't go well, man.
Yeah. It was it was great to see that they kind of, you can tell that they've been living through time and just kind of monitoring what's going on. I wonder if it's going to be a situation where they forgot who they were. That was some of the story in Neil Gaiman's run, that the main character forgot that he was an Eternal.
Right.
I can't remember if all of them forgot, but it'll be that'll be interesting if they go that route. And Gemma Chan is playing one of the Eternals, and she was also one of the Kree officers in Captain Marvel. So it's just kind of funny. She was all blue, so you can reuse her. But it's just kind of funny that they why not? Like, you're great. Like, we want to give you more to do.
And that's good. I'm down with that. But look, man. I was always kind of a little skeptical on this. I'm always down when Marvel brings these more obscure properties up into blockbuster form.
Yeah.
And I gotta be honest, man. This looks like a Netflix movie. The way it's shot, the way it's just the colorization on it, it looks a little cheap, or just maybe it's just oversaturated, and it doesn't. I'm not getting that Marvel feel. I'm not getting the wow factor out of it, man. I'm really not.
I will say I'm not getting the wow factor, but I thought it looked really cool when she touched the dirt and then you saw the water forming the water. Yeah, I thought the ship looked really cool.
I think it looks fine. It didn't give me enough to get stoked about. And again, it's probably, people will bring up Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, they were super obscure, but that teaser gave you everything you wanted, and you wanted more. This is like,
what was that?
What was that? And I don't even know if I want more.
Yeah, you're right, and I do feel I am seeing that sentiment online. I'm here for it. I'm already bought and paid for. I do think it's. I can't imagine that we get Angelina Jolie and Selma Hayek past this first movie. I think it'd be really strange if they like stuck around in the
Sure,
Marvel universe because
sure.
they're both so big.
Right. But you
I
never
can,
know, man.
I can see them kind of focusing on the younger actors.
Yeah, like Jon Snow
yeah.
taking the black again.
Taking the black again, taking the black with the sword, Black Knight, and that was like a big deal. It seems like they're really trying to keep that under wraps in terms of like what he's going to look like. Very, very curious. Very curious.
Oh, when he's all done up? In his Black
when he's
Knight
going to
outfit?
be in the Black Knight like outfit,
Right.
you know, where are we going to go from there?
Right.
Because Kit Harington's like 5'4" as well, like in real life. Like he's a short
He's
dude.
a short dude.
So they did a good job of hiding it in Thrones, but I don't know, man. It's I think the trailer looks really fun. I'm here for all of those actors, so you know, we'll see.
I don't know, man. I'm just not even Luke on it. I'm just I don't even really want to watch it, to be honest with you. I will watch it for the show, but it didn't give me anything. And
no, it's a teaser. This is exactly.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Marvel are the king of teasers.
They are the king of teasers.
You know,
this is not their best teaser.
They will give you 30 seconds, and you will be like, okay, I'm in.
Yeah.
You know, it just. Again, I don't know. I'm a little afraid this might be the one misstep. I don't think a lot of franchises will be built off of this. But I want to eat my words.
Yeah.
I want to be wrong.
I do too.
here.
I want you to eat them so much.
You know, and and you know, I just think, I don't know. It doesn't look like a Marvel movie.
The problem with the Eternals is that we forget about them. We forget about.
Well, apparently, they forget about themselves.
We
too.
forget about we forget about the comic. We forget. I feel like everybody has especially like in the zeitgeist, like the name Eternals has been kind of floating around for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
So like I still get those questions from people who have no idea what a comic book is, but just are entrenched in the MCU, and I think it does have a tougher starting point than Guardians.
It does,
because Guardians had a current series that was going on and was popular.
Okay. Sure.
Whereas Eternals has recently had a restart to try to catch up to what's going on, but nobody's reading the comic. So
See?
I can see your point. I can see your point.
I mean, I feel like Marvel had a big misstep because I think the original plan was they were going to do an Inhumans movie, not this BS show that we got, which was terrible, and it sucks because I love the Inhumans. And it's such a cool concept.
Such a fan. Such a fan.
And I feel like they would have benefited more having done an Inhumans movie first, and then we get this Eternal movie, because I think they're oddly kind of similar character-wise. Very different, but just like kind of a mythos is kind of, they've been around forever, and they kind of have a hierarchy within their society.
If we're going to do a story in which any of these Eternals may or may not remember who they are, we should be finding Eternals in different movies.
Okay, I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
dude.
like I love the finding of the stones. Like I'm all about the journey.
Right.
I don't know that this.
So you're about romancing the stones.
Yeah, I'm about being Roman and stone. Okay, like I'm saying, it feels like we forget about the Eternals, and you had some other teams that you think that we forget about.
Oh yeah, I did. You know, it's funny because very
universe.
true. You know, we did bring up the new Fantastic Four from the 90s.
Last week's episode.
You know, this was a team comprised of Hulk, Wolverine, Spider-Man, and Ghost Rider. This was 1990. So
1990.
Yeah, bust out the book here.
This beautiful Art Adams cover. I was telling Eric about Art Adams. Like he's familiar with the art, but he didn't. He's just not down with the names.
Yeah.
But fantastic Art Adams art about this kind of new Fantastic Four. This is a team that I thought was around a lot longer.
No,
apparently they're around in issue 347, which is the issue before this, and then in this issue 348.
And then one after.
Okay.
Yeah, so, I mean...
But I thought they were around... Because there was, like, cards with them, too.
Oh, yeah, big time.
For there was only like 3 issues?
Deal.
Yeah, it's very strange.
I'm curious of thinking that maybe they wanted to take this a little further, but it didn't really catch.
It didn't.
You know, the story behind...
Like, just make a new team.
Right.
Just
At this
make
point,
a new team.
Yeah, because, you know, researching this new Fantastic Four, it kind of got me thinking about teams that you probably forgot about.
Mm-hmm.
And
like the Eternals.
Just like the Eternals. That segue, homie. And so the new Fantastic Four, the gist of this one is there's a scroll, kind of a rogue scroll, not a scroll posing as rogue, but a scroll that goes off on her own. She named D-E apostrophe L-I-A. Delilia?
I have no
Let's
idea.
go with Delilia. Blah, blah, blah. Crystal Delia. So we're going to call her Delia. And so she somehow subdues the original Fantastic Four.
Okay.
Keeps them captive. Then she poses as Sue Storm. And she finds our gentleman here. The this new Fantastic Four. Grey Hulk, Spider-Man, Ghost Rider, and Wolverine to go fight Mole Man. She tells him, oh, they've captured the other three, go down there and save them. So that was a ruse. So she could go down there and...
A ruse.
So she can go down into Mole Man's lair and find a crashed artifact from the Skrulls yesteryear. So that was the whole plan to this. She also managed to mind control Reed Richards. So the episode or the issue after this was kind of the fight between the two.
Oh, okay.
That was the whole gist of it. They had that. They had one more reunion, which it was Hulk, Spider-Man, and Ghost Rider, and then they swapped out Wolverine for Sleepwalker.
Oh, I do not recall
So
that.
that was one. That was like the last reunion they kind of had. Don't know the story behind that one. Didn't really research that one. I just thought that was kind of a fun little tip. But so yeah, for you kids who don't know, this happened.
Yeah.
And so there's a couple more I want to bring up.
Okay.
And you might know them.
Okay.
Because they're going to go on the ridiculous side here. Because there's a reason you probably forgot these teams. Yeah. Okay, we're going to talk about A-Next. A-Next.
Okay. This was the kids of the Avengers.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes, indeed.
They did
It was actually a spin-off. This was Marvel Comics 2 or MC2.
Oh yeah, MC2. Yeah, that's right.
It was like
or MU2? MU squared or something?
No, it was just MC2.
Okay.
And this was supposed to be like Marvel's attempt at doing a new universe. It even has a new designation. It's not 616. This takes place in Earth 982.
Okay.
So this is apparently a whole different universe.
Yeah. Yeah.
It did only this was in 1998. First issue debuts in 1998.
That late? I thought it was much earlier than that.
No.
Okay.
But they do make their first appearances in What If 105.
Okay.
That was the first appearance of this team.
Yeah.
So this team...
It's got Stinger,
yes.
Miss America. Is this the one with Wolverina?
No.
Okay.
She might join later.
Okay.
So the original roster is J2, who is
Juggernaut's son. Yeah, that's right. He's like a silver... Yeah. Okay.
He's the son of the Juggernaut.
Yeah.
J2. And then we also have Stinger, who is the daughter of Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Then we have Thunderstrike, who is the son of Thunderstrike.
Okay.
Then we have, you're going to love this one, Mainframe.
Whoa,
who is basically, it's just Stark AI.
Oh, okay.
That's the deal for Mainframe. And then we also get Speedball.
Oh.
A.K.A. Penance. But he's Speedball.
Is he just like old Speedball?
Old Speedball, kind of heading up a team.
Okay.
Then we also get Jolt, who cares who Jolt is. Then we also have Jubilee.
Oh, I
she
did not recall
at this
Jubilee
point in this this timeline is the leader of the X-Men, but it's actually turned into the X-People. She's a leader of the X-People. So they were doing the woke thing before there was a woke
Marvel
thing.
Was always ahead of the woke curve.
So the Jubilee heading up the X-People.
Oh.
So this didn't last very long. 12 issues. This went for 12 issues.
Yeah.
One good thing that came out of MC Squared or MC2 was, I guess there is a Spider Woman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's May Parker.
Yeah, Mayday Parker.
Yeah. And I guess she's got this huge cult following.
Yeah, she's had several series at Marvel. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, she's
I found that, and she's not necessarily on this team.
Yeah.
But I found that very odd that something like this kind of bred a cult character like that. Yeah, I feel like this A-Next was kind of trying to do the Ultimates before the Ultimates.
It was trying to be a little bit more like inclusive and maybe like hip.
Yeah, there you go.
It was trying to be really hip.
You gotta remember, 90s.
Yeah.
And all my teams are based in the 90s, and you're gonna see why. Coming up next on the list, we have this team called Extreme Justice.
Extreme Justice. I don't recall.
They
Extreme
are
Justice.
A branch off of the Justice
DC?
League.
Okay,
it's a DC universe. 1994. Issue 0 debuts. They're too cool for issue 1.
Yeah.
They get issue 0. Ran for 19 issues. We get Dan Vado. Do you know that name?
Mm-mm.
Okay. And then Mark Compost did the art.
Mm-mm. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
not familiar.
All right.
I'm not even familiar with the team.
Okay, those two are the guilty parties here. So we have a team consisting of Captain Atom as the leader.
Really?
Yeah. Then we also have Blue Beetle, Booster Gold, Amazing Man, and yeah, those are kind of the only ones I kind of cared about.
Okay.
But they were basically like a government team that kind of took on missions that were a little more hardcore.
Yeah.
Because they're extreme.
Yeah.
And they were based. Their base was here in Colorado.
Ah, cool.
Yeah. So a government.
Pueblo?
Yeah.
Pueblo, Colorado?
I believe this.
Yeah.
And yeah, they were a government finance team who just kind of went out there and crushed skulls. Because you got Captain Atom on your team. You're gonna do some dirt.
Yeah.
They actually kind of disbanded because Captain Atom went too far, and I guess he committed genocide on this race of. They thought they were robots, but they're actually cyborgs.
Oh.
So this whole team just obliterates this race of cyborgs,
Oh
and Justice League steps in and like, you're done.
Yeah.
So that's why you only. I think it's because the sales were sagging more
Yeah.
than Alec Baldwin's moves. But yeah, you only get 19 issues out of that one.
They did another kind of rendition of that years later. It was called the Justice League Elite,
Ooh.
and they just called them the Elite.
Okay.
And it was headed by this character Manchester Black, who is yet another
Slept on.
Yeah, like people really like Manchester Black. He's this high level like telepath, but very much a Billy the Butcher. Billy. From The Boys.
Gotcha,
a Negan type
Gotcha.
of
Take no
character.
prisoners.
Yeah,
Go in there.
yeah. But like it has it was the only time I had ever seen in DC continuity version of the Shaman. Remember from the Super Trials of Super Friends, the guy who would grow in a chalk.
Yeah.
And in this, it was really fascinating. He's like this like witch doctor. Like he's he's got these like crazy tattoos. He has this like squaw lover that like protects him when he's like in this like meditative like trance state. It's very interesting.
See, that's cool.
And Batman plants. I think Batman and Superman they plant. Green Arrow and Flash on the team.
Okay,
They're just like, we're done with the Justice League. We want to handle things like a hard way.
Yeah.
so they roll with the Elite, and they did some interesting stories with those characters. Manchester Black ends up dying, and then his sister joins, and she puts up a new team, and she's got like kind of Deathstrike-y arms.
Oh, okay.
But more like cybernetic like guns.
Okay.
Like they open up.
I'm down with that.
Yeah.
So kind of like random.
Yeah.
Random.
Yeah, kind of a Yukio meets a random type thing. So
That's pretty random.
yeah.
But yeah, that's the Extreme Justice team. I mean, look it up if you want. It's funny because it seems
sounds like a wiener
it's so freaking 90s.
So you said it was Captain Atom that ran it, not the Atom?
No,
I thought you said the Atom.
No, it's Captain Atom. Yeah, sorry, Captain Atom. Blue Beetle, Booster. An amazing man. Yeah, so go ahead and go pick up that issue 0. It's going for $1.50 on eBay. Next up, some of you might know this team, some of you might not. Forceworks, Marvel Comics Forceworks, which I believe came out of the West Coast Avengers folding.
It's kind of like again leaning into that extreme title,
right?
Like extreme nature of the '90s. It was kind
exactly.
Of
I was on it. I kind of was like forgot Forceworks. I thought it was a team kind of comprised of Chris D'Elia, Brian Callen, Mike Tyson, and then
I remember U.S. Agent having a very strange costume.
His costume was really stupid.
It was like stupid.
He had like energy shields instead of his classic shield. Well, let's jump into so this is 1994.
Yeah. So like it's got Spider-Woman.
Yeah. Julia Carpenter, Spider-Woman, Scarlet Witch, Iron Man is the leader.
Okay.
And then we got Wonder Man, who dies in this issue.
Yeah.
I think that this guy dies 6 times in entire comic book continuity.
Every time you restart an Avengers title,
you got to kill Wonder Man.
You got to kill Wonder Man. It's like breaking the bottle on the ship. Breaking the champagne on the ship. Okay,
breaking on the ship.
Vessel. Yeah. You got to christen it in the blood of Simon Williams.
I just feel so bad.
No,
it's like,
he always comes back, baby.
Yeah,
he's living energy. He'll find me. He'll come back.
So I mean, we got Dan Abnett and Andy Collins.
Okay,
were the creators of this team. Like the first one's on the issue #1.
Okay.
You remember? I guess the big deal for this was it was one of the first pop-out comic books.
Yeah, it was super weird. I remember it was like tough to get out.
Yes.
Like I tore several trying to open it up.
Yeah, and that was kind of this book's claim to fame is like that was like
that it tore.
That it tore, trying this awful experiment. They were again 90s going in there like we're not taking rules.
Yeah.
We do. See, they had a cool premise though because they worked out of one of Tony Stark's buildings called the Works.
Oh, okay.
And it had a computer there, and it was actually amplified with Wanda's hex powers. So their deal was they were trying to preemptively stop things.
Yeah.
So it was actually kind of a cool concept, kind of doing it with Minority Report.
Yeah.
You know, granted that's an older story, but bringing it into the comic book universe, it lends itself to some cool stories.
Yeah.
It didn't do very well. It only lasted 18 issues.
In the Civil War II book storyline, there is like premonitions coming from this Inhuman, and it's causing Carol Danvers to like apprehend people before they've actually committed these crimes. So they kind of do another
another swing at that.
Yeah,
which is cool. I'm okay with that because those stories ask awesome questions.
They do.
You know, it's like, did you really? You
Yeah.
can't try me for something I haven't done
If you
yet.
know this, will you make the same decisions?
Exactly. You know, it had potential because of that.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I love a lot of the characters on this team.
You know, you do, and then they've got, and most of them have new costume designs.
Right.
Like everybody pretty much had, like Julia Carpenter, she always kind of had this kind of white and blue Spider-Woman costume, and I think in this one it's more of a black.
Yeah.
They start to change, like I said, Johnny Walker's costume.
Yeah, it's pretty
different.
freaking funny. But just you know, that one I don't see getting a movie made anytime soon.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a world in which we have, maybe we don't have an East and a West Coast Avengers, but we just have people rotating out, and we get a John Walker on an Avengers team
with
at some
Wanda.
point. Yeah,
how cool would that be?
Yeah, it'd be interesting because it'd be such a stark contrast to how Steve treated her.
Sure,
you know, it's like Steve
nurturing.
Yeah,
you know, the father figure.
I saw a funny meme where it was like talking about in Civil War when he's talking to Tony, and he's like, you know, she's just a kid, and then it shows him like. Then beating up Spider-Man later, whom is way younger than Wanda.
So, rounding this out, I'm going to give you a twofer.
Okay.
From your boy, Rob Liefeld.
Oh.
So, we're going to talk about Bloodpool and Bloodstrike.
Yeah, Bloodstrike. Weird. I found a Bloodstrike comic today, too.
Right.
Yeah.
So, we'll go with Bloodstrike first because they debuted first. We're going to go 1993. Mm-hmm. 22 issues it lasted.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a Rob Liefeld creation. Where do I start with this one, man? I know you like Rob.
I like Rob. I like his enthusiasm, but I'm not going to say like everything he does is great. There's a lot of stuff he does that I don't care for, Bloodstrike being one of them.
I mean, Bloodstrike sounds like a slang word for anemia.
Yeah.
I mean, it just... and then, okay, so this... Rob Liefeld is, God, all his characters are knockoffs, man.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so real quick, the leader of this team is called Foreplay. It's this guy with 4 arms who kills you. We have a Cable ripoff named Cabot Stone. He's the kind of cybernetic dude that just a mercenary.
Yeah.
And we've got kind of a well-known-ish character on this team, Chapel.
Yeah.
Chapel is in Bloodstrike. And then we have the... Wolverine knockoff, dead something or other.
Yeah,
he looks like Wolverine. He's got the mask and everything like that. I don't understand how Rob Liefeld has not been sued numerous times.
Yeah,
like
I mean he has been sued numerous times, but
okay for this because it
not
looks
for that
like
type of stuff. But yeah,
it is blatantly Wolverine right there. And I mean this guy's got more knockoffs than a Hong Kong Blu-ray salesman. It's pretty awful.
Yeah,
and then we're gonna go right into Bloodpool. Which sounds like a cervical cup to me.
Yeah, gross.
All I wanted to do, because this one only lasted 4 issues, 1996. This was sort of like the Teen Titans to the Youngblood. Like these were like the up and comers on their own little team to get into Youngblood.
Yeah.
So
Youngblood was always a fun concept, but it never had like for me, it never had like the definitive Youngblood story. You know?
Yeah, with more of those knockoff characters.
Yeah, but it was kind of ahead of its time too, because it was like this, like they were famous superheroes. Like they had cameras following them, and it was like it was kind of an interesting like idea of like, oh, you're famous, and not just like, oh, that's Superman, but like you have like endorsement deals, and you have it matters where you're eating. Right. It was an interesting idea. It just leaves it doesn't leave a lot of room for interpretation. It's like you can only tell a couple stories like that.
For sure. So. And then of course we have another Wolverine knockoff in here, Wilder. Oh. Has the same hair, same kind of claws but his claws are like Lady Deathstrike. He's got the nails. Yeah. And like I said, 4 issues this one lasted. He must have known, like, this is not going anywhere good.
Yeah, or it was only a 4-issue mini. Maybe that's possible too.
No. This was supposed to be this was canceled right out of the gate, pretty much. And at a time when Rob couldn't do no wrong.
Yeah.
This was mid-90s, and this guy put out everything, and it sold well. That's a testament how bad this probably was.
Yeah, I mean that's part of why his studio was making so much money for them.
Because this didn't even come out on Image. This Bloodpool was on Extreme Studios, not even Image.
Well, that Extreme is the studio that makes it, and then it just gets published under the Image banner. Oh, okay. So like Wildstorm is Jim Lee's shit.
Gotcha. Okay.
So Wildcats. A Top Cow is I think Mark Silvestri's. Okay. Aspen Comics was Michael Turner's. Okay. But then they publish under
the umbrella of Image.
Image. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. You got to be hardcore comic book nerds to kind of remember these teams. Yeah. I had to dig deep for these, man, because just kind of jumping into the new Fantastic Four got me thinking 90s hard, man. Yeah. Like, there was a few teams I wanted to talk about tonight, but
there's a lot of team shit.
There was a lot of team stuff, and I want to talk maybe down the road. We talk about some teams that had some potential. Yeah. Because Gen 13 had some potential. Yeah. Gen 13 was the other side to Generation X. Yeah. It was like this up and coming.
J. Scott Campbell did a lot of the art. It was very like a sexy comic. Yeah.
But it was cool. Yeah. It had some cool characters. Yeah. These were not good. No. I don't. It's just a testament to the 90s. Yeah. Everything has to be hardcore, extreme. Yeah. And
everything has to have blood in it.
And blood and force.
Yeah. Blood force.
Blood force. Hey, that's the comic book.
Blood force.
Rob, 7. Get on blood force, man. I mean, do you remember? You remember A Next?
I remember A Next. I remember Force Works. I remember Blood Strike. I remember
Blood Pool.
No, Bloodpool I don't remember. Fantastic Four, though, this all-new Fantastic Four, I remember. And I mean, that Art Adams, like, I need to thumb through that. And this specific book, Eric was thumbing through it, and I just found it in the collection. And I cut the glimpse of an ad for a Mark Jewelers. They do jewelry. I don't know if they still exist, actually. Right. I have no idea. But there's like a weird like subset of comic book collectors that collect Mark Jewelers inserts. Like there are versions of this book that do not have the Mark Jewelers insert. And it just has a bunch of rings. And I'm like trying to remember all the times I've seen that in a book because they tend to have a little bit more value to them. Not everyone, but a lot of them do.
Certain people collect them.
It's weird. And especially if it's like a key that then has, and this is their first cover appearance.
Yes.
Because they do show up a few panels in the previous issue.
Yes.
So yeah, that's just.
I think it's funny how they like kind of just pulled out of work at this point.
Yeah. Well, it's Joe Fix-It.
They didn't even get a chance to put their costumes on.
Yeah. Except Peter. Peter's always ready.
Yeah, Ghost Rider too. Yeah. I mean, well, I guess Hulk just has to rip his stuff up. To get costumes. Like, hang on, guys.
Yeah. This is when he's doing his gangster stuff. When he was in his gangster phase.
Gangster. But yeah, kids, if you want to read more about these fledgling teams from the 90s, have at it.
Dude, it's totally fun. And what's great about it is that you can find the books for real cheap. It's probably cheaper to find the individual issues than it is to buy a trade.
Oh, big time. So yeah, it'd probably be more beneficial to buy the individual issues because, I don't know, I could see some of these, maybe the A Next could get some heat to it. I could see it down the road.
Yeah, just because
of Mayday Parker.
Especially, because of things like that.
I mean, that's about it, though. I mean, I don't see this going anytime soon up or anything. But go ahead and read up on those if you want, kids, and go ahead and dazzle your friends with your crappy 90s teams knowledge.
Yeah. Do you remember the Thor Corps?
We might have talked about them some other time.
I mean, we might.
Because I do enjoy the Thor.
You do. All right, kids, that's our show. If you like what we're doing, please hit that subscribe button. Tell us what you think. What were some cool teams that you forgot about, or that we forgot about, and you're going to remind us? What did you guys think of the Eternals trailer? It was vague, but I don't know. My juices are flowing. Erik's not so much. Erik, do you have any final thoughts for us today?
Just got to say we are brought to you by Tim Collier's Tom Collins mix.
Yeah, you put that...
Drink time, every time.
You put that with some cloves and a little pie crust on top. You got yourself a nice meal there, Homer Simpson style. All right, kids. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you for listening. I have been your host, Roman Chavez.
I'm still Erik Icarus.
And we will catch you guys on the next podcast.